blue. Oh wait, I was gonna say blue, but I'm seeing red and blue both in the chat, so we'll see what happens. So it looks like Night Owls are gonna be on red for the first half, and we're gonna have Seendio on the blue team. So, just going this match, I'm definitely gonna watch out for Smile since he's got some crazy Rock City hits, and I'm gonna turn the first mid over to you as soon as things go live.
Over at me, oh man, high pressure. I'm gonna watch Psy for Night Owls on this rollout. Looks like he's doing the standard one, you know, no real mistakes so far, hitting all the serves, which is more than I can say for a demo in one of the matches I've seen so far. But yeah, no, he manages to beat his counterpart slightly, put some damage out. Big bomb coming in here from James Shaka. He's in their house. He's being chased down by BR. Psy goes down. 3 frags down now for Night Owls. 4 down on Night Owls, and this is a very fast, very, very fast mid for Seendio. I want to oh man,
there we go. First air shot of the match already by Smile a couple seconds in. And I predicted in this free game with you that Smile would hit 50 air shots, which was definitely unrealistic, but looks like he's trying to meet his quota. And yeah, Seendio pretty dominantly takes that mid, and any players that were left behind like Testify were definitely cleaned up. So their combo's going to be a nice presence in lobby, and they should be good up for last push. This is pretty much in their favor. We've got Owl on Sniper right now, trying to make something happen, but with the advantage that Seendio has, they should just buff theirs up and then get in there, and this could easily be their point.
Yeah, and that's been one thing that's been continual. Never mind, here comes the push in. Uber's in on Asian Rice, flashes a soldier, back to Asian Rice, and they're getting things done. Blackbird and Neat down now. Still a bit of a scrappy fight going on as BR's down 2 up. And they just skate on point, leaving 2 up, and that's round 1. Wow.
Yeah, that was a pretty dominant round. James Shaka, I think, the only player to die from Seendio that round. So on this mid, I'm going to watch Smile when he gets to mid, just because I really like watching him shoot rockets, because I don't think they miss. So just looking at this pocket roller right now, I think that last round, Night Owls opted to go into Seendio's closet, and Seendio, I think, is maybe in response going through Night Owl's closet. I see Smile kind of jumping up on the train right now. I'm going to free cam it a bit to see what's happening. Both of the Red Soldiers jumping in on their own train, and not too much has happened right now. Both teams kind of playing sides. Seendio definitely getting really aggressive early. Psy going down there. Oh man, and BR just launches up in the air. Craters, Tetro gets taken out as well, and Owl follows suit. So now Red and Smile are down for the blue team, but Red only has Owl and Testify left in red. So this mid looks like it's going to be a dominant one for Seendio. They did keep their medic up as well. And Red, the only player left for blue, is kind of stuck behind on mid, so I don't think he's actually going to be able to do too much there. So this could be another dominant round.
Now I know you were calling it for the Smile Airshot Olympics, but James Shaka was the one who crushed Psy with a massive air shot on that round. And oh man, Tudor just got caboose, went down. That was Blackbird just getting straight in on him. Got the drop.
Yeah, that pick's actually going to be a really big deal right there, since that dominant Uber advantage that Caboose had right there could have made this round super duper fast. But since he gets taken out, Tetro's actually have a really nice advantage. Even though they're backed up to last, they do have that Uber advantage they can push out on whenever they get their players up. So when Owl spawns, when they get people healed up, they should just kind of keep people alive and buffed up, and then they can push out and maybe recap the Spire. I see that Seendio is playing around Pride right now, just trying to play it safe since I know the advantage is not in their favor. So I'm going to be watching for Night Owls to push out soon.
Yeah, they're definitely going to play this a little bit wary, as you always have to, you know, cover all your angles coming out of last, but they've got a lot of space, and Antoine goes down for Seendio. Need, I missed that. It was a scout exchange though by the looks of it.
Ooh, and Owl actually gets popped off by dropdown right now, but Seendio players just kind of getting out of choke right now. They did not lose anyone on the Uber. As long as Caboose stays up, they're going to have an Uber of themselves to retaliate with. He's only down to 122, so fairly unthreatened right now. And Owl getting a bit caught out, but does get picked up by his medic. But if Night Owls aren't careful, they're going to get kind of grinded when Seendio pushes back in with the Uber advantage in players. And there we go, everyone's filing into a choke right now. Both Tetro and Owl taken down. Air follows suit. So Seendio just kind of crushing their way back onto second, and the Uber is not popped from James Shaka yet. Not James Shaka, Caboose, who actually was punished for that, went down to third free house and then did drop the Uber. Just watching BR right now fight Red around Grey Bridge. So Night Owls were able to recap Spire, and they were able to hold it against all odds there.
Yeah, they really got pinched, you know, it looked very bad for them. I think 4 players dropped pretty fast. Then something happened there, and Testify just went huge. Getting the medic drop and managed to maintain this hold.
Yeah, so now Night Owls are in a lot better position than they were a couple minutes ago, since they're going to be able to kind of get back on mid any second now. And I think Seendio is also pretty aware of that, kind of making their players run back into their house as the Night Owls do get time onto the midpoint here. So they're definitely putting up a fight right now. And the Ubers are around even. There's a bit of a 10% advantage in favor of Caboose, but I don't think that's anything too significant to push out on, especially since Smile is down right now. So Night Owls are still in a pretty good shape.
Well, now we're seeing them push that. It's a nice change, and they're starting to work in here. Got a lot of positioning. You know, trying to keep their metal, of course, the all-important different. And just the scouts are getting on Inspire here, facing a little bit of spam from Demo and Soldier, but you know, it looks like there is going to be contention here from the roamer. James Shaka, now the Owls are electing to back out because there's a back cap on mid.
Yeah, Testify ran back to try and kind of deal with that. Antoine actually does pick up the frag onto air while he escapes from the back cap, and the Uber is popped off on Tetro, so there's 2 players down and no Uber in favor of the Night Owls right now. So this is going to be Seendio's cue to push. I'm watching Smile kind of creep into house right now, but they should be getting a choke. Antoine taking out Owl there too. The Uber's still not popped from Caboose, but they haven't really fully committed to the mid, but the Night Owls are definitely geared up to get out, and I was about to call out VR, who's kind of hiding by the bridge, maybe can force, but he's going to get taken out there too. So Caboose still not in danger, and Seendio able to recap that mid, so this Uber is going to be pretty easy for them to use when they want to push into last, or maybe just into Spire right now.
Night Owls started to look in a little good position, but that back cap kind of distracted them. They got pushed out, and Uber comes in from Seendio, and they get the medic and Demo there, so that was a really, really good push. And they're gonna get Spired for free and be looking at last.
Yep, and there was another mini air shot from Smile there, so a lot of nice DM happening on the side of Seendio. I think Antoine's also been getting a lot of nice straight picks and just cleaning up players that need to go down. And while I was talking about him, it looked like he was kind of itching to get onto the last beat there, but decided to play it safe and back up and wait for his team. So Seendio is probably getting ready to push soon. They do have a bit of an Uber advantage right now, and Owl is on the D hit. I don't know how much this will help them, but this might be an interesting strategy. And Testify also up on Engineer right now.
Yeah, direct hit. I mean, the fast projectile speed and extra damage buff is a little nice over its counterpart, but lacking that splash might hurt him. He's just firing rockets down that choke point and doing some work.
And VR and Owl did get taken down, as well as the Sentry, so Seendio able to just kind of walk in there, and Antoine just kind of gets onto the point and says, hey, I can just kind of walk on this and cap it. So that's going to be another round for Seendio. That one a lot less dominant than the first one, though, so I'll give you this mid.
Alright, I'm going to follow Hi, I'm Red. That is Seendio's Demo Man as he's doing his roll out in the house, grabbing the pack, and he's going out the front door, spamming stickies, beating his counterpart, and putting out some damage. Big positioning bomb coming in here. Both soldiers went both sides to each other's house. Couple Shaka goes down, but big frags, Blackbird, Testify, Techo, and Sai all down. BR gets a huge bomb in on the medic. Is he going to get Caboose? And he can't do it. Caboose dropping down to 40 HP on that, but not quite ready to go down. And that's a full wipe.
Those were some pretty sick dodges by Caboose at the end. He surfed the first rocket and then managed to kind of avoid any sort of splash and choke there. So Caboose staying up is definitely going to be a pretty big deal for Seendio. And on that mid, I think that Seendio actually just kind of worked as a unit and cohesively just pushed together and got the frags that they needed. They focused on targets and kind of did all the right things, so that's pretty much why that went in their favor. Now they're going to have to just buff up their players and get in there. They do have a huge Uber advantage, so they could split on this push, and Caboose pops a bit early, leads in on a scout. You can kind of afford to do that as long as they get the frags that they need to, and there's a heavy that they need to focus down. No frags yet, but a lot of the red players are in the red, and Caboose actually does get taken out by a sniper. Watching Air just kind of hanging around behind the point, not able to get back on it, so both of the scouts and Seendio able to just kind of get on there and cap it. So it's going to be a 3-0, and that's the first half.
Yeah, I mean, this has gone the same way as every Badlands match that I managed to cast this week. There was 3 of them. It's that no one really pays attention to point. A scout just kind of gets on point, and then everyone in turns focuses it, and people die, and there goes the round. You know, just consistently a scout jumping on that point, and everyone collapsing into it.
Yeah, the cap time on Badlands last is really something to keep in mind. Like, just kind of having stickies in there at all times and really just making sure you have all your entrances covered is pretty important. Since if a scout gets a ton of time onto it and, like, creates that kind of scary 90% cap point, that could be a pretty big deal. And it looks like we're coming live for the second half, so I think this mid is mine to take. I'm gonna watch Owl on this one, since I've been watching a lot of pockets and a lot of DM heavy players, since Owl also a big fan of not missing rockets and doing a lot of damage. So yeah, a pretty standard rollout. I think that, yeah, the Night Owl's on blue now are heading towards the enemy closet. And Seendio already has a height advantage. This Night Owl is a bit slow to get kind of up in their faces. There's a scout of Testify already on Caboose, and actually doesn't take him down. Asian Rice got taken down as well, but Sign Testify killed in response. Shame Shaka goes down as well. And Tetro, so no medics for anyone. Just kind of DM left now. And BR, the last blue player left, I'm watching him with his black box, just kind of hanging out in house. But I don't think he'll be able to really make anything happen. And there's not really any reason for him to stay in, too, since they already have the med pick, and there's not anything else that he could really do with the 2 extra picks since the point was already capped.
He did at least get Smile there, and he's still up, but yeah, nothing really he could do. One thing I do want to point out, though, this first half, I was looking at stats. Antoine had 335 DPS.
Yeah, he was doing a lot of work, it seemed like, in last round, and as I'm saying that, I'm watching him right now fight a scout around Pride. James, Shaka, and Red are down right now, so Seendio would benefit from backing up, and Antoine kind of scraping out with a little bit of HP. So Uber advantage is in the favor of Seendio, but if they want to keep that, they just need to get their players away from the aggressing Night Owls right now. So they did back out of mid, that's the right thing to do. And as soon as they get their people up and their Uber, they can just kind of push right back in there, and they're definitely going to be able to hold Spire.
And of course, every time they get a cap, I see Mr. Owl being the guy sitting on that point. So he's padding his stats, he'll be pretty satisfied with it. But here comes the push in, Demo goes down, Soldier down. And it's just the combo sitting under grade. Big bomb to get the force out of BR. He was flying. But the Uber got that, and they get... This is going all the way back in Seendio's favor. They got 4 frags there on the medic as well. And now it's just a lonely Demo man. What happened there?
Even though they did get the bomb and the force on the Caboose, the whole team of Night Owls kind of didn't play that the best, since they were all in through choke and a bit committed to pushing Spire, and then they forced the mid. So Smile got aggressive when he got the pop onto him, and with all the Night Owls players just kind of in there and bunched up, he's able to just really capitalize off of that Uber. So he made the best of a force there, and Night Owls were playing just kind of a bit too far up than they needed to be right there.
Yeah, they're getting cut out a little bit and might pay the price here. No, Blackbird paid with his life on that, and man, Seendio gets the point. Now they're rolling into lobby.
Yeah, and Smile already aggressive onto Sai. It's a demo pick, so they can really just push onto last right now without the Uber advantage. Even though they do have 80% right now and they're approaching Uber, they should probably just get their players healed up. And as I said, that Smile and Asian Rice guy do get taken down. Watching Testify right now, fighting another scout in main, but there is a player on the point, and James Shaka, as the scouts are just kind of fighting, just sneaks around and gets on that point and makes it a 4-0.
Yeah, it's a really, really fast last push, and I mean, fast effective in this game, that's for sure. I'm gonna watch I Am Red again on this rollout here. He is red this time, and he's going out to balcony, just throwing some stickies out in that direction, seeing what he can get. A big bomb from Shaka. He misses the air shot on the Demo, but a big bomb comes in from Smile, and they're working around here. Asian Ice guy goes down to Black. Frag's coming out. Med going down for Owls, and now it's just the Demo and Scout, and now just the Demo against the Medic and Scout, and that's a very, very easy wipe for Antoine to pick up, and he taunts on that point as this mid is going in favor of Seendio, with the boost staying alive.
Yeah, that was a pretty good mid for Seendio there again, and Caboose did manage to stay up with Antoine at the end, so they're going to have another really nice Uber to push into last with. But since a lot of the players from Night Owls did die, they're going to be able to have a more solid last defense this time. Tetra did come up on Engineer right away, which is kind of odd considering that he's the medic, and they did have a Pyro as well. So maybe they're just kind of like pulling out all the stops. Yeah, Owl's on Spy right now, so right now I think I'm just kind of smelling some desperation from them.
Owl went off Spy and he's playing medic. So Tetra is NG and Owl is medic. Not too normal, but you know, sometimes unconventional works, right?
Yeah, sometimes. So the sentry is taken out by James Shaka, just kind of spamming it down from main, and Caboose is able to pop in top left, leads on his scout, flashes in the soldier. He can't afford to split here since he has that huge Uber advantage. So splitting is the right thing to do. He rotates around to get some heals onto main, and all the players from the Night Owls aren't really able to like take out the ones on Seendio that are pushing in. But there are some frags that went their way just now with Antoine, Asian Rice Guy, and James Shaka taken down. And there we go. That black box from VR does clean up Caboose and Smile at the end. So that last hold actually ended up working out with a weird class switch. James Shaka, the only player left up for Seendio. And he's headed back to Spire. It does get seen by VR. There's going to be a nice Soldier Spire fight. We're just MGing right now. And he might be able to kind of delay the cap for a bit longer. He misses the air shot and gets taken out.
So apparently, Owls decided that their best option was to take Owl off a DM class and put their medic on one, and they're running full-time heavy here as they get the cap. That's Tetro, formerly the medic for Night Owls, rolling heavy up the Spire, sitting on Greybridge, and, you know, Owls are rolling into mid.
Yeah, and Owl did get taken out as well as Testify, but they do have a huge Uber advantage in their favor, and Seendio should be aware of that, so they can't really do anything too hasty. There's also that heavy, so if anyone were to try and bomb it and get a force on the mid, they should get kind of stifled in mid-air with the minigun, just kind of railgunning them down. So Seendio's at a pretty big disadvantage here right now. Of the pick advantage, they might not be able to do too much about the Uber with the heavy there.
I don't think I can think of a game where a team changed classes like this, and oh my god, Antoine just runs way in, and he almost got the demo before being taken down there.
Yeah, I think that sending a scout in there to try and make something happen might have been a lot easier than a soldier because of the heavy being able to stall it in the air, but it looks like Night Owls, with that pickup by Antoine, decided to move through house. They popped in, but Caboose did get his Uber now, melts it for a bit, and pops in response, so the red Uber is going to be a lot better. The Owl is running through choke, though, getting kind of caught up there, and now the aggression's right onto the heavy. It gets taken out as well, so Tetro down, Owl down, the Night Owls are kind of in